Okay, so today we're going to be doing the PPL portion, the ground portion, the oral, for your flight test. Hope you're ready. Let's start.
Dive right in there.
Okay, what's your flight plan?
I am heading to Williams Lake
Okay.
from Boundary Bay. So,
Guide me through your flight plan.
my set heading point is Cloverdale,
Okay.
which I'm following up to these nice little islands there, which is my reference point on the VNC. And I start on the south side,
Okay.
which is over here. Then we head up to Hope.
Okay.
We're stopping in Hope. Apparently Anna wants some blueberries.
Okay. You can bring some back for us. That's allowed.
And then we are heading up. My track goes vaguely along the VFR route. I plan to actually follow the VFR route.
Okay.
Up to Case Creek, and then straight up along there to Williams Lake.
Okay.
So my first altitude here is 2,300, because that puts me over the top of Langley's airspace,
Okay.
rather than having to cross through it. And I continue at 2,300 to Hope, and I'll be following the river. And then from Hope I head upwards, and I wrote this before I had the weather that's printed off now, and I'm pretty sure we can't go now because this is new weather compared to our flight plan.
So this is what you want to do.
I had 8,500
Okay.
as my altitude heading up there.
Okay. And can you tell me how you picked that altitude?
Well, the VFR route recommends a minimum of 5,500.
Okay.
So I wanted to be above that. So I went for 8,500 because it's a heading that is west. So it's even, plus 500 feet. We have full tanks before we go.
All right.
Which will get us all the way up to Williams Lake with reserve, and there is fuel at Williams Lake for refuel.
Okay.
I have a question about your route. Based on the map, what information do you have about Williams Lake Airport, about your destination?
Based on the map, okay, Williams Lake elevation is 3,083 feet. They have lit runways. The runway is 7,000 feet, and they have a mandatory frequency which is 122.3.
You're on the way to Williams Lake over this little, wait, this is your...
Yeah, that's the flight plan.
So you're over this little lake here
Yeah.
at 8,500 feet. Your visibility was about 5 miles, and it just went down to 2 miles. Any thoughts?
I kind of want to land. And there is a 100-mile runway here. What's that? I don't know. It's called 108 mile something.
108 Mile House. I've landed there.
What's it like?
Really small airport. But in the bad weather, you're really happy to see it.
Yep. Well, that's right. They've got Arcal lit runway, 3,000. Their elevation's 3,100. Their runway length is 5,300, so we can land there.
What's your first concern when I say about the visibility in that location where you were over that lake?
Mountains, but it's kind of it's high there, but it's not really mountains.
I think airspace.
Airspace. Traffic, because it's a what you call it route. Well, it's a controlled area for a airway.
Okay.
So being able to see other traffic.
Okay. What are your weather limits in that airspace?
It's controlled airspace, so 3 miles visibility.
Okay.
So I need to, well, I mean, I don't really want to be flying in 2 miles viz anyway.
But it happened, it was not in the forecast?
Yeah, it just happened it started raining or something, and there's bad visibility now.
Yep, so again, I can head over here, that's out of the controlled airspace, which for day VFR is then 1 mile viz.
Okay.
Minimum.
Is there anything you can do with Williams Lake for your arrival, if you are very close to Williams Lake? Is there still a way for you
Ask
to
for special
arrive
VFR.
legally? Okay.
Okay.
But Williams Lake is mandatory frequency, not controlled, right? Hang on. Okay, mandatory frequency is just any frequency that you have to be on, so it could be a tower there.
We can move on to the next question.
Okay.
Say we arrived to Williams Lake and your passenger is hungry.
You want to know if they have food?
Yes.
Oh, I can check in the CFS and let you know if they have food.
I was gonna say they can eat the 100 pounds of blueberries that you picked up, but okay.
The following codes indicate the availability of public facilities. They may be used singly or in groups. However, the numerals shall always follow the letters. But it's just a numeral.
So there's specific facilities and then you have the distance. So what does it say for food?
But there's... Can you explain?
Yeah. So we have food is number 2.
Yep. So just...
C, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I thought
And
it was...
C means these facilities exist within 5 miles of the
Okay,
area.
I was looking at the wrong bit. I was looking down here. I don't know why.
What is this? S.
Well, now I'm questioning that.
Well, that means that your passenger, before they get to have food, they have to hike for 5 miles.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Up to. How did you calculate your ground speed then?
My ground speed with my E6B.
Okay.
So following these directions here, mark. How much detail did you want me to?
Just walk me through one ground
Okay.
speed calculation.
One ground speed calculation. So if we take this one, which was 85, so
Okay.
our wind is 150 degrees.
Okay.
Velocity up, so 18.
Okay.
It's windy out there now. True track is 83. And then wind velocity mark 2. To true airspeed with 94.
Okay.
Which gives me a ground speed of 85 and a wind correction angle of +10.
Okay. So who would you be talking to? Like, what will your communications be? outside of boundary?
As I approach Cloverdale, I'd tune in Langley's Tower so that I can just monitor their frequency. I don't need to talk to them unless for any reason I need to go below 1,900.
Okay.
Once I'm outside of their zone, I would tune up Glen Valley on 122.725 and report crossing the zone. Once I'm outside of here, there's no one really that I need to talk to because I'm above Abbotsford. I might monitor Chilliwack to make sure who's coming down here as well.
Okay.
Once I'm past Chilliwack on my next leg, I would tune in Hope.
Okay. What kind of airspace is Glen Valley?
Training area, CYA.
Okay.
What is it? It's going to be an altitude specific for that airspace, which I can find in the AIM.
Where are we going today?
Today we're planning a flight to Chilliwack.
Okay. For our pies, because now we have a new place for pies. All right, can you show me your flight plan?
Absolutely. Okay, so we have my nav log for the flight,
Okay.
my chart, and also a flight plan.
Okay. All right, so let's just take a look here. How did you calculate your ground speed?
Yeah, for my ground speed, I used my first checkpoint at Cloverdale,
Okay.
which is a known point,
Okay.
and we will have already climbed to our cruising altitude. And then from that point, my checkpoint on the ground was going to be 264th, which is a visual point that runs from the intersection. It has a little kink in the road in Glen Valley, pretty easy to see,
Okay.
straight line. So as soon as we cross that, take the time and use my 6-speed to calculate our ground speed.
Okay.
Knowing my distance, which I have plotted down here.
Okay.
So Cloverdale 264th, 7 miles.
All right, what about your wind speed correction? How did you calculate that? Or wind correction angle, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Back to this guy. What do we have? We have, okay, so at 110 degrees, we had a 10 knot wind.
Okay.
So on my chart here, marking it at 100, which is 0,
Okay.
I marked up my speed at 10 knots. Sorry, we at 110. So at 110, we mark 10 knots,
Okay.
and we place our true course, true track, at 87.
Okay.
And we put our true airspeed, 94, under the wind up. Then our ground speed is 94.
Okay.
Which
And
I-
wind correction angle is
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so +2.
okay. What altitude will you be coming up to? I guess
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
have-
So, flying out of CZBB, my climb out altitude is 1800.
Okay.
That's just to give me a gap over Delta Heritage and also inbound. So, people flying in at 15. And it also gives me a gap between YVR's traffic. So come out at 18. As soon as we reach our King George en route, I want to climb to 22
Okay.
prior to my checkpoint.
Okay.
So I'm already at altitude before I turn. Now, the reason I've chosen 2200 is that I'm giving, again, myself a leeway between Langley's control zone,
Which goes up to what?
2000.
Okay. Are you sure?
19, sorry, goes up to 19, so that gives us a 300-foot buffer. And then YVR's, which is at 25.
Okay. Okay. Continue.
We continue on that. That's a good height. simply because we're avoiding, the reason I've also chosen this route, I'm avoiding going into Abbotsford. Go through Glen Valley. Glen Valley, we're obviously going to have to announce our intentions of where we're at, 2,600 feet, passing through, make sure everyone knows what we're doing.
Okay. And can we pause over Glen Valley? What type of airspace are you in?
It's advisory class. It's a CYA,
Okay.
which is class F,
Okay.
which is advisory airspace for TE training.
What altitude does this training box thing
Yeah.
go? Yeah,
It
from
goes
into.
to 5,500 from ground.
What class of airspace is Chilliwack?
It is. It's uncontrolled. I'll look it up. I'm gonna grab the CFS.
Okay, let's say we flew up from, kind of this direction. Part of the planning process. What route would you take going up to here?
Well, the map's already got a marked recommended VFR route,
Okay.
and it's got a few points that you'd be able to spot along the way. To make sure you're en route. So, Green Lake here. Probably look out for Bullock here over on the left. That would be your sort of points along the way.
Okay.
And 70-mile house. That's convenient. Yeah.
Okay.
You are on your way to Williams Lake, and say you are over this lake right here.
Yep.
8,000 feet or so, whatever your altitude, 8,500, whatever it would be. And your visibility just went from 5 miles to 2 miles. Any thoughts?
Yeah, there is an aerodrome right here. If it was deteriorating quite badly, I'd probably head for that. And obviously I'd have to call the flight service station and let them know that I'm gonna take a break.
What airspace considerations would you have in that area?
Like what radio I'd want to be on.
What class of airspace
What class of
are
airspace?
you over that lake at 8,500 feet?
This one.
Yeah.
I'd be in. I really need to read my airspaces again.
What's the highest point on this chart?
Oh. The quickest way to look at that would be to look at the color chart over here.
Okay.
And so the darkest colors that we're seeing are going to be around about, and they're going to be our darkest tones, 9,700.
Okay.
So we sort of have a hot spot in elevation right here, and running down through here.
We still have some that's folding under.
Ooh, and it's darker over here, so we got 10.8 over here. So the highest elevation on the chart is located. The highest elevation on the chart is 13,103.
Okay.
So say you arrive into your destination in Williams Lake.
Yep.
You have 100 passengers.
Let's see what's at Williams Lake. Public facilities. Yes, they do have food. They also have taxis, medical facilities, and accommodation.
How far?
Yeah, you can have it at the terminal.
Okay.
That's A1 and 6, so no, so just telephone and car rental. That's 5 nautical miles to go get food.
Okay. What about customs? Can we clear customs in Williams Lake?
I don't know.